Hi and good evening to Dr. Muhammad Alakat. We are from Group Maxim. Before we start with our presentation, which is the topic chosen sexual harassment, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Willie.
My name is Vanisha.
My name is Afira.
My name is Norsara Aisha.
And we would like to proceed with the presentation. I will pass it to Sarah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Willie. So before we start, I'd like to give you some information. Our team chose to go for the color teal for our poster. This is because teal is actually the color to represent sexual harassment awareness. Without further ado, I'll start with our introduction. So what is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is defined as one or more acts of offensive sexual conduct that are intended to violate the victim's dignity and that the victims view as threatening, hostile, demeaning, humiliating, or insulting. Many different situations might lead to sexual harassment. We'll pass this back to Willie.
Okay, thank you to Sarah. Now I'll be talking about cause and effect. Depressions, post-traumatic stress disorder, lack of self-confidence, suffer to socialize, increased absenteeism in the workplace. These five main cause and effect play a very important role in sexual harassment. Besides this cause and effect, we have many cause and effect that have effect people who got sexual harassment. Thank you, and I'll pass it to the next presenter.
So thank you, Willie. So I'll be continuing with the precaution. So the first precaution is schools should think about adopting a zero tolerance policy on sexual harassment, where this happens because in schools, we have a lot of cases happening in schools, especially for students, right? So the school's management should bring up a zero tolerance policy on sexual harassment, where it informs the students and also the staff that it is wrong and there will be legal punishment towards it. So the next precaution is, it's like kind of referring to the first one, where the school's management should make sure that both staff and students should know that sexual harassment isn't a joke, and when it happens, it will be a serious crime. And moving on to this precaution is for the workplace, where companies should regularly examine their harassment policies, and the staff there should respond quickly and firmly when problems develop, where they found out a case that there is cases happening where a staff or the person there is harassing another person. So that's where we should quickly take action, where the company should quickly take action on it. And the last one is we should tighten the law. Okay, this one is for the society, where there are cases happening in society as well. So wherever there's an issue happening, the law should be tightened. And there are a few laws in Malaysia, such as the section 354, 355, and other sections, where there is legal punishment, where they give imprisonment or whipping, some kind of cases like that, for those type of cases. But I feel like the law should be more strengthened, and the people should know that sexual harassment isn't a joke, and everyone should get legal punishment from this. So that's all from me. I'll be passing this to the next person.
Thank you, Vanisha. And now I will be explaining about the symptoms. So firstly, both the workplace and a learning institution, like a school or university, are susceptible to sexual harassment. It may occur in a variety of situations. And one of the most common signs or symptoms of sexual harassment is complimenting on someone's looks. The distinction between complimenting someone's attractiveness and making sexually inappropriate remarks is quite thin. A compliment is delivered with the purpose of making the recipient feel good. On the contrary, sexual harassment is an offensive behavior that masquerades as a compliment but has a sexual undertone. It makes a person feel uneasy, frightened, or objectified. Legally, whether particular remarks are improper or not relies on the following factors, such as tone, context, nature of the connection, and behavioral patterns. Next, another sign to be aware of is unwanted joke because it is inappropriate and offensive. There are several ways to make sexual jokes and remarks. They can be written, spoken, or pornographic pictures. When the activity is unwanted and the victim has made it clear that they would prefer the action to cease, sexual joking becomes sexual harassment. But unwelcome does not always equate to non-consensual, even though the information is upsetting and unwanted. A victim could feel compelled to engage in or participate in inappropriate behavior. Overall, sexual harassment creates a climate that is stressful and counterproductive for learning and functioning. As for the harasser, referrals for training or therapy, suspension, reassignment, demotion, or termination of employment will be taken on the wrongdoers. That is all from me. I will pass this to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Lei. So today I'm going to talk about impact of sexual harassment among society. Firstly, physical and psychological. Sexual harassment has a negative impact on the victim's mental health. It will cause depressions and cause other attitude change, all of which modify how the harassed individual is perceived by others, including co-workers, supervisor, and society at large. Sexual assault victims may express worry, anxiety, exhaustion, and sadness. Second, financial effects. Sexual harassment reduces a victim's ability to make money by making them leaving their job. Sexual harassment could cause a woman to be forced out of their careers. Otherwise, workers might be afraid for working when harassment happens in the company. Thirdly, it could affect productivity and profitability in society. Sexual harassment directly harms the organization since it reduces employee effectiveness and production due to the stressful work environment. Employees who lack motivation or who take time from works are unable to perform to the best of their abilities. Thus, it could affect people's careers and life. The villains have implements on a girl or the boys. It could cause villains to losing their job or educations. Or those people could be arrested and might have the blank life in the prison. Another one, society effect. Villains might have one person's life up for public utility, security. Otherwise, victims will be the cause, or their life, or their dress, lifestyle, and private life will often to be undertaken. In addition, the victims may be objectified or humiliated by security and gossip. They could easily get stressed when having or developing a relationship with others. More seriously, the victims might have a loss of trust in environments similar to where the harassment occurred or in a type of people occupying a similarity position as a harasser. Okay, that's all from my part of impact of sexual harassment in society. So I'm gonna say about the conclusions. Sexual harassment is a wrongdoing that is also criminal. In society, there is an issue due to the fact that sexual harassment is prohibited by the same law that by gender discriminations. It's illegal. Sexual assault has a significant psychological impact on the victims. Besides, only if people are graduated, educated to see that the offender should be held accountable, that the victims for the situation change. I think this I think everyone can need to know about the harms of the happen on the victims, so they can finally know sexual harassment is a bad thing and it's legal to everyone. Yeah, I think that's all for this report. Thank you very much.